10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Look at what in my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers right now.
We need you to think that you're going to be playing for games. So they want.
I'm a little bit worried for tomorrow's game. I saw a stat online.
Sergio
Production.
He's gonna play up and down. We only have two men now in the team.
I know people have gone on about if we lose Lukaku, it could be a bit of a situation. I hope to God it
Sergio
doesn't.
Production.
Sorry guys, I'll do the next one. Yo, welcome to the Blue Lounge, welcome to the stream. How are you all doing on this fine Sunday afternoon? I hope you guys are all doing good. I hope everyone is well. Welcome all to the Blue Lounge. This is a pre-match stream. Not done one for a while, but I think the situation kind of dictates the need for this particular stream today. As you all know, reports are coming in that Thomas Tuchel has decided to leave Romelu Lukaku out of the match squad against Liverpool. Not dropped him to the bench. No, he's dropped him from the squad. That is the reports. That's what's been said by many reputable sources. And it looks like it is the case that Romelu Lukaku will not be partaking in today's fixture. We're going to be talking about that decision on today's stream. With you guys in the chat, with my panelists, we're going to be addressing the ramifications of this decision, positive, negative, and how long will this go on for, and how do we solve this issue? Because this is an issue regarding a massive investment that Chelsea have made in the acquisition of one of the best strikers around. That's what we're going to be talking about on today's stream for the next hour. Then we're going to wait for the lineup, and we're going to discuss the lineup as is posted by Chelsea Football Club for the next half an hour before we watch the game. We're not going to be watching it live. We're not doing a watch along today. We're just doing a pre-match and a post-match. So big up to you all. Welcome to the stream. Do us a favor. Hit the like button. Get that out of the way. If you're new, consider subscribing to the Blue Lounge. Let me address the people in the chat before I go to my panelists. George, number one in the chat. Big up to you. Bauer, big up to you. English T2 Games, big up to you. Fazzo, big up to you. There's a lot of people in the chat. Nix, Wissam, Football Styles, big up to you. Who else is in here? Tuchel is cool. Tuchel is cool, my man. He's too cool. He's too cool. He's a big man. He knows what he's doing. And Sharmark, big up to you. All right, big up to everyone. Declared is just jumping in. Good morning, Declared. Good morning, Greg from Germany. I'm not really good in German. I wish I could greet you in German, but I'll just say big up to Greg. Well done. Well done for joining the Blue Lounge. All right. Julius, my panelists, VJ and Eric Blue. I had Tex here a minute ago. I don't know where he's gone. Big up to my panelists. Julius, how are you feeling this morning?
Big up, Mo. I'm feeling excited for the game. Looking forward.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. VJ, how are you?
Sorry, I was talking on mute. Yeah, absolutely excited for the Chelsea-Liverpool game. That too, we starting the new year with a bang-on game. So really excited for the fixtures, though we have a lot of people out, but still an exciting fixture to look out for.
Big fixture. Massive fixture today. Massive fixture. Eric Blue, welcome. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Like the guy said, I'm excited. I can hear a lot of feedback, but I'll just keep going. Yeah, I'm just really excited about the match. Yeah.
Yeah. Lads, do us a favor. If you're not talking, have your mics on mute. It would make the audio a lot clearer for everyone concerned. Tex, big up. Welcome. How you feeling, mate?
You know what? As long as we win, that's all that matters for me. Because, I just want a bit of happiness, seeing as recent things have happened. But, Liverpool have a lot of injuries, and I think we can come away with a win if we try. All we need to do is make sure that we're clinical in the box, absolutely ruthless. That's all we have to do. Hey, as long as we don't concede in the last minutes, then that should be good. That's one of our weak points, and also finishing. I think obviously Lukaku is probably going to get dropped. I mean, it's pretty much a certainty at this point, but we just need somebody to ruthlessly finish inside the box. Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Lads, people who are just jumping in, I should have started the stream by saying Happy New Year, because this is literally the first stream of 2022. We streamed on New Year's Eve, but we didn't stream since the New Year. So, Happy New Year to everyone, and welcome all to the stream. We've had a lot of subscribers join the Blue Lounge over the past couple of days. So, thank you all for your subscriptions, and thank you all for smashing that like button. Much appreciated. All right, listen, lads. Tuchel said he will be addressing the Lukaku situation. Tuchel said he will deal with the Lukaku interview. He will be taking action. He will be disciplining Romelu Lukaku. But he also said the decision will be taken behind closed doors, and the action will be done behind closed doors, which kind of alluded to the fact that, we wouldn't really know too much about what will be happening. However, Sharmark, if you can send me the tweet, I'll be looking for that.
I can send
Sharmark,
you. Yeah.
You have it? You have it, Eric?
Yeah.
Send it to me. Send it to me. Yeah. So we believed that the action would be in the form of a fine, in the form of penalties, rather than him being dropped. However, him being dropped looks like to be one of the actions that Thomas Tuchel has decided to take in respect to Romelu Lukaku. Now, there is ramifications to that, because Romelu Lukaku is a big name player, a club record signing, and Chelsea have ambitions to challenge for the title. So dropping him is going to impact that. Is Tuchel right in dropping Romelu Lukaku? Do you guys believe that Romelu Lukaku should be dropped?
100%.
Or should we... Tex, let me finish the question.
Sorry.
Or should we follow a different path in the way we handle Romelu Lukaku? The issue of player power, the issue of the dressing room, how is that going to affect the team? How is that going to affect the season? All need to be taken in consideration when making such a decision. I know a lot of the fan base is very angry, rightly so. A lot of the fan base is very angry at what was said by Romelu Lukaku. And if you're not angry at what he said, there's a problem there, because you can't excuse that kind of action. Firstly, the interview was not done through the correct channels, the proper channels. It was not sanctioned by the club. And secondly, what was said what was said has had a negative impact on many levels. On many levels. Therefore, what was done was not appropriate. I will start by hearing the opinion of each and every one of you on the panel before we open the discussion to you all. We'll start with Julius and we'll work our way around. Julius, I want you to address this whole situation and give me your thoughts and your perspective on it. Take it away, my man.
Thank you, my friend. I want to start. Actually, I came across a tweet from Absolute Chelsea that I don't know if you've heard of this page. There's apparently there's a guy, brother of the journalist who interviewed Lukaku.
Yeah.
His name is Marco Barzagli, and
Yeah.
apparently Lukaku said that he's not happy in London. He's tired of living there. He wants to move. He would love to move back to Italy now and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a little bit crazy what's going on, and it's shocking. I don't think I've seen anything like this before. I can't remember, at least. But to address your question regarding if should Thomas Tuchel drop Lukaku or no, first I want to start saying I do back Thomas Tuchel with every decision he takes, and I completely support him unconditionally. However, if I was in charge, I would have not dropped Lukaku, and I would have tried as much as I can to keep things behind closed doors, not to give the media enough fuel and headlines to take advantage of the situation. What worries me a little bit if this kind of it's becoming like a war now. It seems. I'm just worried that this could have negative impact on the squad, even though anyone who's gonna support Lukaku against the club's benefits or interest should probably be let go with him, hopefully in the next summer. So it's disappointing for sure. Whether we liked him or whether we wanted him to come in the beginning or not, it doesn't matter. We all wanted him to succeed. We all wanted him to be happy, and like, look at the fans, how much support they give him every game, like the chants, the respect, the love. He's a player who caused huge division between the fan base. You've had a lot of people defending him like crazy, and that's how you pay them back. Like I could feel for someone like Eric, for example, who's been loyal, who's been supporting Lukaku within everything, even in his bad days. This is not how you pay back the people who love you, the people who has been with you in every way, even when you were not playing good and when you were criticized.
Julius, I totally understand what you're saying, but do you think that dropping Lukaku will have a negative impact on the season in respect to results?
Yeah.
Or do you think that dropping Lukaku will strengthen the bond within the dressing room, and in the long term, it will not have that negative impact on the season in regards to results? How do you see this panning out in respect to the season?
It all depends at the end of the day, Mo, of if the club is behind Thomas Tuchel with this decision. Because you said something that worries me a little bit earlier, that this may have been a Thomas Tuchel decision rather than maybe the club. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. But what Tuchel is saying is, or what he's trying to, the message he's trying to deliver to everyone else, that you do not do this. So he's trying to teach everyone a lesson. If you decide one day to take a similar approach to Lukaku, that's what's going to happen, and it could end very bad to your career. So from that aspect, I agree with with that decision. But at the same time, with us and the media and the drama behind it, I would have preferred that these discussions, and if there is going to be any ramification, to be done behind closed doors, and just keep playing him, keep it professional in front of the media, in front of the public, and we don't need to know the nuances behind the scenes on how you deal with it. In terms of the impact on the football wise, look, I don't think it would have the biggest impact because we have done really well when he was injured. Uh, the only thing that worries me the most is the injuries. Honestly, I don't think we've won a Champions League without him. That's one thing this guy needs to know. So, what the purpose of him coming to Chelsea is to take us to that next level, one tier above, still to be able to compete with the likes of City. But if if it comes down to it, I truly believe that squad is capable of winning games without him. So
Okay. All
yeah,
right. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Good perspective, balanced view. Let me hear from VJ. VJ, same question to you, mate. Is Thomas Tuchel doing the right thing by leaving him out? How is this going to impact the season moving forward? Let me
All
hear
right.
it.
Let me start by saying whatever Lukaku did is a mistake. All right. Let's be clear about that. Okay. Before even I express my thought, because there is a good chance that people might take this in another direction. So I want to clarify that whatever Lukaku did is absolutely wrong. Okay. But then there are certain things that we have to understand from here. First of all, there is a Thomas Tuchel's perspective and there is a management's perspective, right? From Thomas Tuchel, the way that he can impose his authority on the squad is actually by benching him, which he's decided to do. I'll keep it very simple. And that is what he has done from his end. But I also have been hearing certain sources that are saying there is also a financial ramification for Romelu Lukaku, which will be decided on Monday. He has a meeting on Monday, and it will be decided that particular day. That is from the board's perspective. I get what Thomas Tuchel has decided here, and I completely respect that. I said before itself, whatever Thomas Tuchel decides, I'm probably behind him. And I also like the fact that he was able to do it very easily, which means that he had the support from the board, which I really like, seeing from the board, because most of the time the board tends to favor the players rather than the manager because of the financial value that they bring in. But here the scenario is different, and there is a huge fan base that is supporting Thomas Tuchel, and the board have heard us, and the board have heard Thomas Tuchel, and they've decided to act in favor of Thomas Tuchel, which I really appreciate. And what Thomas Tuchel is also doing here is basically he's setting up a precedence. It's not just a 2-match or a 3-match ban. We still don't know how many matches he's basically banned for. And there are a few people who are already saying that, you know what, I don't want Romelu Lukaku to play in Chelsea t-shirt again. My personal opinion, that's a bit harsh, but you get my point, right? Basically, they're trying to say that we don't have an exact timeline as to how many matches he's been banned, but he is banned for this game. So with that, he's actually setting up a precedence to other players. You know what? If this is what is probably going to happen, if you come out and say stuff in the media without going through the proper channels and talking to the club first. And also by this, one more point we have to notice over the past 2 days, what we've come to hear about is there are a couple of players who are also supporting Romelu Lukaku, which is actually creating a bit of drift in the dressing room, which is what exactly we were worried about. Kasim, if you remember the first day when we were talking about this issue, this is exactly what we were worried about. What if the dressing room is impacted because of that? And this is what I don't want to happen. So I think what Thomas Tuchel has done is showing his authority in the club and showing who a gaffer is, and he's done a great job at that. And coming to the impact of having Romelu Lukaku out for this fixture, I tend to agree with Julius. We have won Champions League without him. We have won a lot of matches without him. The goals that he scored, absolutely, I'm not going to deny that did not help. I'm not going to say that it did not help us and all that.
I'm just going to interject here for a second, VJ.
Yes, please.
when we did win the Champions League, we did do it without him, but we did also have other strikers in the squad who contributed greatly for us getting to the final and winning the Champions League. Giroud, Tammy, and others who are no longer with us in the club. So having a striker is key for success this season. Number one. Number two, I totally agree. Action is required, and the action is going to impact the dressing room as well. And we do not want to see a rift in the dressing room. We do not want to see players and management divide. We want to see harmony within the dressing room. Therefore, whatever action Tuchel needs to do and the club needs to do needs to have that in mind. It needs to cater for the dressing room, because end of the day, this is a problem that has happened mid-season, and we still need to continue with this season, and we want to end the season on a high note. Therefore, we need to address it in a proper fashion. Now, do you think? And again, I am not pushing for either point of view. Either one could be right, either one could be wrong. But do you think that dropping him for this match, firstly, is the right decision? And secondly, how long do you think would be appropriate? Would it be indefinite, or would it be, this match and then, a fine introduced, a penalty fine, and then, get him to make a press conference, make a statement, apologizing to the club, apologizing to the fans, and we just move on? I mean, that could be a scenario. I mean, what do you think about that?
I'll keep it simple. This is a good start, is what I'd say. From a punishment perspective, he at least should be banned for this game. But if you ask me, should this continue to the entire season? Definitely not. Maybe a couple of matches, like how you said, and definitely a good amount of financial repercussions. I've been talking about this financials from the financial standpoint a lot, in the past few days. The reason why I do that is because a lot of people forget that contractually it's always calculated in percentage money. So whenever there is a breach in contract, you basically have to pay the fine in terms of percentage value in your contract. So it doesn't matter if you're getting paid 150 per week, 150,000 per week, or 350,000 per week. The percentage value is still the same, right? So there should definitely be a financial impact as well for Romelu Lukaku, should be created by the board. And I think after that, if he is able to communicate, I'm not going to say here. I'm not going to sit here and say he should apologize, because there is a set of fans who are also saying that, he just spoke his mind.
Hold on a second. He shouldn't apologize. You think he shouldn't apologize?
I think he should clarify the situation,
right,
rather than doing it as an apology.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think, Kasim.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I think what he said has been seen as disrespectful. Whether he intended it or not, it has been seen as that. And maybe as he took time out to rectify the situation with the Inter Milan fans, I think he would need to do the same with the fans of the club that he's currently employed by. But we'll look at that further. Cheers, VJ. Let me move to Eric. Eric, welcome. Give me your thoughts on this whole situation, mate.
Yeah, I am happy about the situation, because I believe that it is the right thing to punish Lukaku for this situation. I was concerned that Tuchel wouldn't be able to do it, because the club will be more concerned about winning matches. But it looks like the club are backing Tuchel, and that's a very positive thing. And it looks like Vijay was saying, the club will punish the Lukaku as well. He will have some kind of reduction to his wages. Yeah, it's just a very positive thing for me, and we can just focus on the match and not have to think about that for a little bit at least. I said it before that I don't think there's any kind of positive conclusion for Lukaku at this club. Um, but what I think is we won't, like you were saying, we don't want to have issues behind the scenes. So to prevent players from falling out with each other and to prevent toxicity, in the dressing room, I think Tuchel will do what he's been doing since he arrived, which is just, to be fair to all the players, make things very clear. I'm pretty sure most players, if not all of them, will understand why Lukaku is going to miss out for this match, why he's being punished. And maybe he'll be punished for like 2 games, He won't be in the squad for 2 matches. And then we'll have to move on. He will bring him back into the team. And Lukaku will just need to do his job for the rest of his time here. And then we can try to get rid of him as soon as possible. That's what I think will happen. So for me, that is the best case scenario. If Lukaku is willing to go ahead, if he's willing to cooperate with that, then we can do that. He can be professional, like he says, and he can just play and do his best for the remainder of his time at Chelsea. And then as soon as we can get, let him go, we'll sell him and bring somebody else in.
All right. I was really looking forward to hearing what you had to say, because you and I, and also Max, who's also joined us, are fans of the player. We believe in his ability and capability. However, I personally was very disappointed in what happened in that interview. What I want to ask you, Eric, is do you think there is a scenario where this can be all resolved and we can overcome this and he can fix what he has done, mend defenses, and possibly continue at Chelsea? Because you said, end of the season we'll let him go. Is there a scenario where we could see him actually staying and, doing it for Chelsea moving forward?
I can't see it, man. I don't know I'm struggling to think of the kind of scenario where the fans will forgive him for what he did. There's no point, like I was saying, there's no point apologizing, because he knew exactly what he was doing. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't an accident. And if he apologized, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mean it. So I don't want your apologies if you don't mean what you're saying. So I just don't see any kind of way back for him. I don't think he even wants to be here, to be honest. So what's the point? What's the point keeping a player who doesn't really want to be here? That's the way I see it. So I think we just need to get the best out of him. I'm pretty sure he's not going to leave this summer. There's nobody in the world football who's going to pay his wages, let alone the transfer fee that Chelsea would want for him. So he's going to be here a little bit, and he just needs to make the most of it.
So you think he will stay this summer? He will not be gone?
Yeah, I think he'll stay.
Oh, okay. That's why I was trying to get at, because I was under the impression that you thought he would be leaving in the summer. Okay, so if you think he's staying, all right, makes sense. All right, we'll continue. Cheers, Eric. Thanks for that insight. Strip Bear, big up to you. I feel you. I know what you're saying. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the donation. Much love, and happy New Year to you, Strip Bear. People in the chat, we're on 34 likes, and there's nearly 200 of you here. So do us a favor and hit that like button on the stream. It would mean a lot to me. Tex, give me your thoughts on this whole situation, mate.
I'm very disappointed because I'm a massive fan of Lukaku. I always have been. Also because I'm half Belgian. When he signed, I was so happy. I always supported him. I got violated for weeks in my group chat whenever Lukaku had a bad game. Popping my head in the group chat was like going into Hiroshima. And I always defended him. I always, said that he would come good. I was always celebrating. I was always singing my heart out whenever he scored. And to do this behind our back, there's so many fans like me who supported him through his tough times, who always said that he was going to come good. And then he goes behind our back and does this. Let me just say something. Timo Werner got 10 times more stick, 10 times more criticism, 10 times more abuse, and never once did he go back behind the club's back and say that he was unhappy at the situation, that he wants to go back to Leipzig. Inter don't even want him. Inter CEO said they sold Lukaku for 150 million, got Dzeko for free, and it's pretty much the same quality on the pitch. I'm just so disappointed in how we would do this. This is for the people saying that this is a mistake, just an honest mistake. He's 28 years old. He's almost 30. He's not an 18-year-old who doesn't, know much about this. He's 28 years old. He's been playing for more than a decade. He should know not to do this. What Tuchel found out through the journalists, he didn't even know through Lukaku. He didn't know through the club. He found out on social media.
Tex, sorry to interrupt you. I feel you. I feel your pain, and as a fan, I can understand everything you're saying. My question to you is Tuchel making the right decision by dropping him today?
100%.
All right.
Look, first, this will also send a message out to the dressing room. No player is bigger than the club. If you speak out publicly instead of talking with the manager and the club, this is what happens. I'm happy Tuchel did this. I don't know if we still had Lampard. Lampard just does not strike me as somebody who would be aggressive and who would be demanding like Tuchel. So this sends out a message to the dressing room. I don't feel like this is going to cause negativity because a lot of our players, I feel like they back the club. They wouldn't go out and speak out against the club. So dropping him, I don't think dropping him for the rest of the season is a smart idea. I'd say drop him for anywhere between 6 to 10 games is good until he learns his lesson, until he talks with the thing. And also, like Eric said, I agree that he shouldn't apologize if he doesn't mean it. I don't want a fake apology. I want something that is real. I want him to clarify and explain the situation, because if he apologizes, we all know that it's not going to be true. And it's just very heartbreaking for me, because I've always backed Lukaku, and then for him to go behind our backs and do this is just really, really sad. But yeah, that's all.
Thank you for the insight. This is an emotional situation for the fans because it took us all by surprise. A lot of us, had a lot of respect, a lot of love for Lukaku, and we were surprised to see this. But it's football. It's he's also a human being. A poor decision on his behalf. This is the ramifications. We'll move to Max Burton. Max Burton, welcome to the stream. Happy New Year to you, my brother. How are you?
Happy New Year, guys. Yeah, I'm all good, thanks. All good.
Happy New Year.
Max,
tough situation we find ourselves in. Give me your thoughts.
Listen. When the news first came out, I'm a person who wants to know the full facts before going off and making rash decisions. I think the first time we heard about it, there was a lot of rash statements said about it. So I was defending his comments at the time because I didn't see anything wrong with the comments that he made. But when the news came out yesterday, the issue that I've got when the more news came out is, first of all, I was under the impression that he was asked by Sky Italia to do this interview, and it was cleared by the Chelsea. So that's why I thought it was done. But for him to go behind the club and to initiate the interview himself, that is where my issue is on that. And for that reason, that's why I said there should be a punishment done for what he did there, because that you don't disrespect people that way in going behind the club's back to initiate an interview. And I don't know what the motives were behind it. But having said all that as well, as a fan base, there is a bit of hypocrisy as well, in that a lot of people are saying the comments, because the comments that he made, first of all, when he said he's unhappy, I read it as he's unhappy with the situation, not unhappy with the manager. So you read it how you want to read it. So those who don't like Lukaku are going to be looking at the negatives of it. I look at things more logically, and I try to think with my head more than my heart. As footballers, we tend to go more with our heart. And the fact that he said that he wants to join, he wants to rejoin Inter at some time. You know what? I don't even see that as disrespectful. Why? Because if I did, I'll be a hypocrite, and we all be hypocrites. Because was he our first choice? No, he wasn't our first choice. If anyone tells me he's their first choice, then they could be upset. We all wanted Haaland. Let's be honest. Everyone wanted Haaland at the club, right? And so he was everyone's first choice. And even when we did go in for Lukaku, there were people in the fan base who didn't want him, who still didn't want him, and still were saying, I don't want him anywhere near my club. When he left here as a 21-year-old, when he missed that penalty, the abuse he got on social media by our fan base of a 21-year-old, yeah, and those are the same ones who were saying that he's showing disrespect. Respect works both ways. Yeah, it's just like me saying, I've got a girlfriend, and the only reason I went up for that girl is because my number one choice wasn't there. And then she comes back and says to me a few weeks later, you know what? I did want to stay with my boyfriend, but he didn't want me, so I've come to you. So I can't just turn around and tell her, oh yeah, you'd been disrespectful, if in the first place I did what she did to me. You know, so that's why I don't get too upset and emotional about a lot of these things, yeah, because I think different lenses, yeah. I said he's been disrespectful by not going and letting the manager and letting people know that he's going to do this interview, because you don't do those sort of things, you know. You don't badmouth people behind their backs, and you know, and yeah. So it shouldn't have been a surprise to our manager. It makes the club look. You know, it makes us look. Yeah. It doesn't look good. It's not a good look.
Max,
and so Max, for me, for that reason,
I'm gonna address the same question to you that I've asked the rest of the lads. Is the decision to drop him from the match squad the correct one moving forward? And how long do you think this decision will go on for? And what do you think the ramifications of this decision are?
You know what? It's a tricky one, because for me, dropping him brings more noise to the club now, because if we don't win today, people are going to be talking about it, the Lukaku situation, and the fact that a lot of people are talking about it, it's bringing a lot more attention to the club. But again, as I said, I try and think of it as a logical way. I don't know how those talks went behind closed doors. Maybe Lukaku wasn't showing remorse. That's why Thomas Tuchel and had this action. You know, maybe he said, look, let's just squash it. You apologize, we shake hands, and you get a big fine, because obviously he's got to have some sort of punishment. You get a fine, and then you play. But if he didn't have, you know, if the conversation didn't go the way that Thomas Tuchel wanted it to go, that's maybe why he made this decision now of not putting him in the squad. Yeah, so as I said, I'm not party to everything that goes on. So I don't really want to make sort of rash assumptions on it. But it's a big call. It is a big call, because it's Liverpool. You know, we lose this game. I think we're out of the title race anyway. But we lose this game, and it's definitely we're definitely out of the title race. But it's a case of, you know, we got to be looking at everything. You know, the whole what it's like for the club now. To Kepa, when he abused Sarri, he sort of publicly he was dropped from the squad for a game or whatever. So you know, for me, I don't know.
Kepa's one will always stick in our memories, man.
I
think Sarri still has nightmares about it till this day. Anyway, we will continue. We will continue. Listen, people in the chat are asking about the lineup. The lineup will be out at 3:30. So as soon as the lineup is out, we'll put it on the screen and we'll discuss it with the panel. I'm gonna give you guys a chance to discuss this together, but we'll go to Boogeyman. Before we go to Boogeyman, where are we? We're on 47 likes with nearly 300 people in the chat. 47 likes. Come on, lads, do us a favor. Click that like button. Doesn't take more than a couple of seconds. Boogeyman, welcome to the stream. Happy New Year, my brother. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Boogie, happy New Year, mate.
Hey, happy New Year to you guys, man. Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Yes.
Boogie,
What am I supposed to say at this time?
Yeah, we've been talking about this for quite some time, but
Lukaku,
as you're aware, Romelu Lukaku looks like he's been dropped from the match squad against Liverpool tonight, this afternoon. What is your opinion in respect to this decision? How do you see this panning out for us?
Listen, I think we reached a point where we just have to understand the decision the club has made. Yesterday, I would have said not to drop him. That was my view. But today he was dropped, so probably going to be more than just one game ban. And Lukaku did not break any law. He hurt a lot of feelings. Yeah, I understand that. He just, I don't know what the rules are inside the Chelsea establishment when someone hurt other people's feelings, but they just have to go by and punish him. And it's just, for me,
Boogie, yeah. I got to stop you there, mate. I got to stop you there. You said he didn't break any laws.
No.
The interview was done without the club knowing. I'm sure that is not something that is allowed. So he's broken some laws by doing that, right?
Yeah, laws are established by government, right? So there is no law that limits your freedom of speech. You can hurt someone by exercising your freedom of speech.
Apologies. Policy.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about the policy inside Chelsea. So whatever he did, if they think he break those policies or those rules inside, yeah, they just need to punish him. And the saddest part of this whole thing for me is the fact that Lukaku I saw last game was Lukaku I was waiting for pretty much my entire since he signed for Chelsea. I'm so frustrated with what he did, and I'm so frustrated of the reaction of. I understand when you hurt someone's feelings, you don't know the reaction. I understand that, but the timing was just wrong for everything. What I saw, Lukaku, I saw a few. I think last game, especially last game, the work rate. That's all I was looking for from Lukaku. And then this timing was just so bad for me at this point. And I thought yesterday we need him, but I was still 50-50. It's just like if he is banned for today, I will accept it. But if Lukaku was still on the team or on the bench, I would rather have Tuchel use Lukaku today to start the game. If Lukaku makes 2 or 3 chances, then get him out directly. Just take him out and put him on the bench. You know, really the top striker. You just any other team, any other players in the field, and we just treat you that way. For me.
So you're saying that maybe all of this, and looking at his current form, could be an incentive to push him harder to perform better, and using him on the pitch could be at this point in time could be beneficial, especially in this fixture.
Yeah, at this time, we see how Lukaku always behave in the field. He always kind of asking people to put the ball here to do this, and he always react to people missing the ball or doing this. He does not have that anymore. He does not have that leverage anymore because of what he did. Everybody looking at him like the outsider. I'm pretty sure Lukaku walked into our dressing room, and everybody see on his forehead this for sale. This guy is going to be sold. That's how people are looking at him. So Lukaku, we should let him play today and to force him to give more because he has to win us all back again. And I'm pretty sure that is the reason to at least get the investment we invest in Lukaku, the 100 and the 350 we pay weekly. And I just don't think a player that signed 350 a week, that only spent 3 months of those contracts, I don't see how you're going to punish someone like that. It's just, there's no, are you going to take a 1 year salary away from him? No, you're not allowed. You can only take
Boogie,
how are you going to punish him during COVID? Not to, he will rest at home. The COVID
I understand what you're saying, but my problem is this: we need to take a stance. Otherwise, we will lose all control in that dressing room. And then if we lose all control in that dressing room, the person who will be made to pay will not be Lukaku. It will be Thomas Tuchel. And this is the problem that me, as a fan, that's how I look at it. I do not want to see the future of this manager be jeopardized by the action of a player, regardless of how valuable he is.
I understand that.
This is the problem for me.
Yeah, I understand that. I still don't think benching Lukaku today save Tuchel job at the end of the season. If we don't make top four,
I'm not saying benching him is the
and
right decision.
I still don't think.
I'm saying, but action needs to be taken.
Yeah, by the backlash Lukaku received from the fan, I think that is an. If I say enough, that is too much. But I think no other player in that dressing room would like to go through this. So that's just a sign that no other player should do something. Should dream about doing something close to what Lukaku did, going around and talking about bad mouthing behind your coach and all those things.
Boogie,
so for me,
Boogie, one second. The lineups will be published in 13 minutes. So before they're published, I want to open the forum for you guys to discuss this topic. So we've heard what everybody had to say about this. I want you guys to make the case. Boogeyman today is saying that dropping Lukaku is not the way forward. I've heard a lot of you say that dropping Lukaku is the right decision. It looks like Lukaku is dropped. It looks like Kai Havertz will be starting as our number 9 today. Where is this going to take us moving forward in the season? How is it going to pan out?
Yeah, I see what Couch Critic is saying. The atmosphere would be toxic. But I think it's a major distraction anyway. The distraction has been caused, So whether he plays or not, there was always going to be a distraction. I agree with what Boogie's saying. We see how he gets on. If he's truly sorry, I don't believe. I think with all footballers, I don't care what they talk. I shouldn't say what they talk off the pitch. They should do their talking on the pitch. That's what I'm more interested in. If they do their talking on the pitch, if this guy comes in and says, you know what, I've made a mistake here, I'm going to play my heart out for this team today, it could have had a positive effect. And if it's not working, like Boogie says, if the crowd are booing and he's not doing the thing, you take him off, you haul him off, and you can see the true colours of a player on the pitch. Does he really, were his words taken out of context, or is he someone who doesn't really want to play for us? And the words on the pitch for me speak bigger than the words off the pitch.
Can I say something? I personally think this is okay. There is something that we need to understand. Okay, fine. We have Lukaku on the pitch, and then Lukaku is probably gonna play, and then we observe if he's better linking up with other players, and also if he's getting booed by the fans, or if the environment is too toxic for him to play. I understand all those aspects, but I also think this particular decision was arrived at after probably considering what happened in the training ground. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, on the panel. This could also be a reaction to how the last couple of days in the training ground went. Like maybe the players were not confident with Lukaku in the training ground after what he did, and maybe that was also the reason why he was not picked up for today's game. Anyways, the players did not want to play with him. There could have already been an internal drift. That could also be a reason, right?
Yeah, that's what I said in my initial statement. What I made today, I said we are not party to what went on, the conversations that he had with Tuchel, and as you said, what happened on the pitch. So Tuchel is going to be looking at everything and making his assessment on that. Had it all been quashed on the training ground and had the meeting gone amicably, then maybe he could have been in the squad. So I don't, as I said, I can't. I'm on the outside looking in. So we're just making speculations here. So if that was the case, then there is a good reason for him to be dropped.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a very good point, because you would see if, like Max was saying, you would see if he's maybe remorseful about what he did. But for me, even if he was, I think you have to make the statement. You have to show him that, yes, maybe you understand that what you did was a mistake, but you still have to sit this one out. You still have to be out of the squad because what you did was, very bad for us. So for me, irrespective of how things were on the training ground, I think it was the right thing to do, especially because he has received support from the club to do it. So I think when he comes back eventually, he just needs to do what he said in terms of be professional and give everything you have when you come on the pitch, and that's what I want. I'm not interested in whether he meant what he said or whether he's sorry about what he did. For me, we've moved. It's too late for that.
No, yeah, I understand it, but still, Lukaku meant what he said. Like, let's not just dance around that. Whatever Lukaku said, that's what he meant. But I still think it's because he didn't break any law. He may break policies inside Chelsea, and the punishment, whatever it is, give it. Like, just show him throw the rule at him and just punish him or whatever it is. But I think the team, how do you say this? Our result is something we fan are really, really after. We want to be in the top 4. If Tuchel today said, without Lukaku, we can actually play Liverpool, I'm behind Tuchel. If Tuchel think by benching Lukaku today is for a reason he saw it in the training or whatever the atmosphere is inside the training ground, and I'm behind Tuchel, I don't mind it. But I'm just saying, at what point do we say, when it comes to a game suspension or being out of game, at how many games? When? Like, I'm pretty sure Lukaku come back 4 games after today. There's a lot of fans that's still not going to be happy about Lukaku, what he did. I just don't see the way out. If we keep saying, let's give him 2 match, 3 match, 4 match. For me, either you get him out of the team completely, you put it in a reserve team for the rest of the season, then we know, okay, this was really serious, the feelings were hurt, and but we're never going to make our fan happy anyway, so I don't know.
Truth is, backed into a corner. We are backed into a corner here because we have invested £97.5 million in this guy, and we brought him in to score the goals. Okay, the facts are that we struggled to finish top 4. Okay, we won the Champions League, but we still struggled to get into top 4. We were helped out by other teams to get into top 4, and the issue was that we didn't have anyone to put the ball in the back of the net. Okay, we had a situation where when he signed, Chelsea were made favourites to win the league by a lot of pundits. Why? Because they said they've finally brought in somebody who can score their goals for them. So the fact is that if we leave him out, what good does that do for us? We had the same situation with the Costa thing, where we left him out because of the issues that he was having with them, and what's his name, Conte, and his value was going down and down until we somehow managed to get it back up again and got the money back from Atletico Madrid. If we have a player who other clubs know that we are unhappy with and he wants out, they're not going to be paying 97 point. We'll be lucky to get 50 million for him because they'll know that the club are desperate to get rid of him. He's desperate to leave. Why are they going to be bidding more than 50, 60 million pounds for him? They won't be, and that's the problem that we are having at the moment is how we're stuck with this asset now. We've got him and we're stuck with him. My question would be with, if he was unhappy, if those quotes were that he was unhappy, and he was talking about him and himself rather than with his football on the pitch, why, when we were having meetings with him, wasn't that sort of picked up on? If he was reluctant to join us and he only joined us because we were desperate or something. I don't want someone to join the club because
Max,
we are there and we're convenient for them.
That's not my concern. That's not my concern. That is something that could be resolved. Even if he was unhappy when he comes, if he signed that contract, and that means we resolved that issue. My main issue, and this for me is where I'm worried, is Tuchel had no idea that Romelu Lukaku was feeling this way. Now,
even his agent didn't.
Even his agent, but. My concern is with Tuchel, because Tuchel needs to know and should know how his players are feeling, how his players are being motivated or lack of. If the system, I mean, Lukaku was talking about the system, and he was saying, "I will continue to work hard and try to adapt." Now, Tuchel said he had no idea that Lukaku was unhappy with the system. Two issues here. First one is, why didn't Lukaku tell him? And two, if he wasn't telling him directly and he was telling him indirectly, why wasn't Tuchel picking up on the fact that his player, his main striker, is not able to adapt to the system, is not playing well in the system? And this is something that we as Chelsea fans have addressed many a time on this show, talking about the Tuchel system and is it really right for Lukaku? Now, you can't tell me that the training staff and Lukaku and Tuchel didn't have that kind of thinking beforehand. So I'm a little bit confused about why Tuchel isn't aware that Lukaku is not happy about the system. I mean, I think there are things behind, that are not quite clear here.
No, but that's why I came to a different conclusion from a lot of people. I came to the conclusion when he said he wasn't happy, was that he wasn't happy with his form and the way things were going for him personally. That's why he put at the end, I'm going to work harder and I need to work harder to improve it.
Sure.
So that's why I drew that conclusion.
Yeah.
Max,
he said something like the coach has decided to change the system or something. So it just, your point of view is pretty much cancelled by the fact that he mentioned the system. He said the coach has changed his mind to how to use them or how the system has to be played or something. But he is a professional. He will get used to it. So when you say something like that and you didn't convey that information to Tuchel, that's what I keep saying. The problem, your Max will say, he says something outside that he didn't even try to address with Tuchel. That is the bottom line. I think that we all agree that he did something wrong there. At least voice your concern to your coach, and then if it is not be addressed, then you go out, you act like a whistleblower. You take it out in the press, and you're trying to get pressure off people to pressure the coach so they can use you in the right way. Yeah, but anybody that say no, Lukaku was talking about his own concern, I don't think it's true. He is actually.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I know that because it's in the transcript.
No, you don't. No, but until he said it, I could say something to you. Like we do it all the time on here. I'll say something, and you may interpret it in a different way from what I'm telling you until you get clarification. If he comes up and says, "No, I wasn't criticizing his system. I was talking about the way what my form is. It's just lost in translation. Then yeah, if he say no, if he comes out and says no, it was the system that I was complaining about. Then yeah. So I don't know what he's saying. You saying that he definitely meant it that way. You don't know he definitely meant it that way. I don't know he definitely meant it that way. So I'm not going to say for certain that's what he meant. I'm not going to, because I don't know. He's got to clarify that to me. And it's whoever. No, I believe what I want to believe. You believe what you want to believe, and there's a grey area in between. If he quite adamantly said, "I hate the system that that thing play that he's adopted," I need to do it. He did. Yeah. So I said, other people have interpreted it like me as well.
Anyways, that's what on ESPN and all those channels, they get Italian translator, and other people call it. He said he doesn't like the tactics or he doesn't like the system. Those are the two words used for this translation direct from Italian to English. So he doesn't like Tuchel tactics, or Tuchel has changed the tactics, or Tuchel has changed the system. So when you listen to those, you notice that in fact he's criticizing the Tuchel system, the 4-3-3 or whatever that thing is. He doesn't like from Tuchel, but he needs to voice that to Tuchel first anyway.
Boogeyman, I'm gonna.
It doesn't matter about the translation. Sorry, 1 minute.
I'm going to talk to you guys. Sorry, Max. We have the lineup. We got Mendy in goal today, Chalobah, Thiago Silva, and Rudiger in defense. Azpilicueta and Alonso as our wing backs. Kante, Kovačić in the heart of midfield. Mount, Pulisic, and Havertz up front. On the bench, we've got Arrizabalaga, Saw, Hall, Jorginho, Saul, Barkley, Hudson-Odoi, Vale, and Ziyech. There was talk about us possibly changing our system for this match. There was talk about us possibly going with a 4-3-3 system. Doesn't look like Tuchel has done that. He's stuck with with his system of 3 defenders, wing backs, and 3 attackers. Guys, it's been confirmed. Lukaku is not in the lineup. It's not in the squad. What do you guys think about this lineup to face Liverpool?
Scary. 2-0 Liverpool.
I think that's a bit
No, we're not.
premature.
We're not. No.
Have you seen Liverpool's lineup? Liverpool are
haven't,
missing
but
out some players. Yeah. So
I
I
hope I'm
think
proved wrong. Yeah,
I'm
talk
happy.
first.
I'm happy with the team. I think we can compete with this team. I'm not too sure about the fitness situation, but it looks like a strong enough team without Lukaku.
Yeah, I'm not saying because of Lukaku's. The reason I just don't like, the way we play. Our creativity comes from the wing backs, doesn't it?
Yeah,
and it's not through our fault. Yeah. It's not through the fault of Tuchel as to play. This is the strongest team we've got available at the moment. So I'm not knocking.
All I would say is,
can I say something?
Zero creativity.
Yeah, sorry, Vijay.
Go ahead, Vijay.
Vijay, just before you go, I was going to mention about the pivot. I'm not too sure about that Kovačić and Kante. That's all.
Okay. This is what I'd say. This is what I thought as well in the double pivot, Kante and Kovačić. Though Jorginho would have been a best option, but he's not fit. So for me, Kante and Kovačić made more sense. And the lineup on the whole, I think it's a good one. Like, it's the best that we can put in. But what I'd be more concerned is how much energetic are these players? Are they fully fit to play this game? That's what I'd be more concerned about. Otherwise, I think on paper, this is a very good team to face Liverpool.
Listen,
Okay,
I'm okay with the system. Yesterday or 3 days ago, when you asked for the selection, I think I wanted Havertz to start anyways, and as long as I have Havertz and Mount in front, I'm okay.
Yeah, I think Liverpool will be very concerned about the fact that they don't have Alisson in goal. But it looks like a strong side though, minus the goalkeeper, correct?
Oh, Mane stays also. Oh,
No,
wow.
Yeah,
the midfield
Mane,
looks.
Jota, Salah, Henderson, Fabinho. I mean, what do you want? Van Dijk.
They do this every single time. I mean, they say players are not available, but then when there is a lineup announced, every time they have the best lineup.
Don't worry about it, man.
Look at that squad. That's a squad. That's a squad that Klopp couldn't. He wanted to postpone the game, and he's got these players available. Come on, man.
I mean, there's no Matip, there's no Alisson. Apart from that,
Alisson is the only real concern. If I was a Liverpool fan, go on, Max.
I say, do you see the way the goalkeeper performed in the cup game the other day? He was outstanding.
I didn't.
That goalkeeper's okay. He's not. Obviously, he's not an Alisson, but he's not like if he's not gonna drop that level. It's like 2 or 3 notches below that level. He's a decent goalkeeper.
Yeah. I mean, I want to look at this again. I want to look at our lineup again because Rudiger, Thiago Silva, Chalobah, good defense. I'm just, I wanted him to change the system. I really did. I don't think he would, but I really wanted him to do it because Azpilicueta and Alonso don't fill me with a lot of confidence in this game. For this game,
I don't understand the whole thing about changing the system. They've been playing the same system, for how many years now, how many months now? And the worst about the whole thing
Reece James,
I understand that. But normally, the thing we all love about Tuchel, especially last season, is the fact that he can move anybody new into the team and we still keep certain intensity. So I just don't mind at all. Alonso, I think it was last game, was good. I know for sure Azpilicueta is going to give us something different. It's not going to be James. Alonso is not going to be Chilwell, but they all give something different. We just have to manage to hide the weakness and just promote the abilities, the positive ability, and just go win again. We have Kante, Kovacic, we have Jorginho on the bench. If I look closely, I think so, right? No, I can't see. Anyway, if we have Jorginho on the bench, that just means if something happened between Kovacic and Kante, when Jorginho come in, Jorginho is the best combination. Either you go with along a Kante or you go with Kovacic. So we're still going to be good at one point if one of those two get injured. So I don't have too much problem. And 3 games ago, let's just say it again, Lukaku will still be on the bench. I would rather have this selection because I will never put Lukaku if I didn't see Lukaku performances last game. I would still not put him in the lineup today. So it doesn't matter to me at this point, and I'm happy. And the system, talking about system, is just doesn't something I don't agree with, because Tuchel already say you can, if my team are playing, you can look for all the system. You find it during the game. I'm playing pretty much everything. You just, if you sit down there looking for, okay, is Tuchel playing 4-3-3 or 3-4-3 or 3-4-1-2, you can see it, depend on the phase in which we are. I play pretty much every system. System should never be a reason. Tuchel himself say. So we just need to stop. I mean, I'm not gonna prevent trying to talk about system, but I just think it's just not important at this point.
Yeah, but you know what worries me as well is the lack of pace. Apart from Pulisic, Mount's not the quickest, is he? Havertz isn't. So Liverpool are going to push right up on us and squeeze us, knowing that we haven't got that counter-attacking ability from behind. So that's something as well we got to be wary of. And I don't mind having Kovacic and what's his name, Kante in there, because what's his name hasn't been fit. Jorginho hasn't been fit in the last few games. We saw how he was giving the ball away a lot at Brighton, how they were pressing him. That's what Fabinho will be doing.
Max, we're losing your audio, mate.
Yeah, it's
Max,
cutting off.
Yeah, your audio's cutting off.
Oh, so can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can. Now we can.
Oh, yeah. So yeah. So what I was saying is, Fabinho will be doing the same thing as what Bissouma was doing at Brighton, in not giving Jorginho any space to operate in, and when he doesn't get the space, he kind of loses the ball in possession as well a lot. So I think we're having 2 more energetic pivots in Kovacic and Kante.
All right.
Guys, I also noticed Harry Vale playing today. So, any thoughts if he will be coming in for someone on the front 3?
No, I don't think he will. I mean, for the front 3, maybe for Havertz if he's injured, but I don't think he'll be a used substitute, to be honest. I don't know.
He won't be a definite substitution, is what you're saying. Could be if there is an injury, but then
I mean, obviously he's on the bench for a reason, so he could be used, but we'll see. Lads, this is it for the stream. It's been a good stream. We will be back after the match. We will be discussing the match half an hour possibly after the end of the game. We'll be discussing the match, discussing the outcome. It's been a good stream. We've had a few hundred of you watching it at any one point in time, which is really good for my channel. I really appreciate everyone who's joined. Do us a favor before you leave, hit that like button, and if you're new, consider subscribing. It would mean a ton to me. Hopefully we'll get the 3 points today and continue our challenge. I know a lot of people have counted us out of the title race. I think if we get a result today, things will change. Big up to everyone. I will see you in a couple of hours. Take care, up the Chelsea, and peace out.
Bye.